What's up, friends? I want to share with you a situation that I've seen popping up quite a bit lately whenever it comes to some of these FedEx routes or even bread routes that are for sale, that the seller is bragging about having some sort of rockstar driver or exceptional manager or some sort of a driver that's a machine in terms of productivity and these sorts of things. And what they're doing is they're selling this as a positive to the business. Oh, my drivers, my staff is very, very good. In fact, it's exceptional. And the reality is that whenever I look at these sorts of deals, I recognize these as quite a bit of a liability, and they are sort of a ticking time bomb. Now, before I say what I'm going to say, let me precede that by saying I believe that drivers and employees, they should be paid well, they should be treated with respect and kindly. They should also know that they are replaceable. And so if you have a driver that does not think that they are replaceable, i.e. irreplaceable, they will eventually oftentimes gouge the owners. They will demand raises. Hey, he's exceptional. You got to give it to him. We can't replace this guy. He's too good. He's doing the work of two people or whatever. And so we see situations where owners get gouged, especially whenever it comes to managers that are in place, because maybe the owner is, semi-absentee or something like that. We see that more common there. But even whenever it's just a driver, it's quite a bit of a liability. So, for example, if you have a driver that is doing double the work of a normal person because he's okay with working till 9 o'clock at night, and he's super fast, and he knows how to hustle, and he knows every street like the back of his hand and whatnot, he can get the amount of productivity of two people very, very easily. Now, on a long enough timeline, even if he doesn't gouge you, even if he never wants to quit, he will eventually get sick, mama's got cancer, got to move across the country, fall off a dock, break all of his legs. There's going to be something that makes this guy either quit or get fired or go away. On a long enough timeline, it's guaranteed, right? So it's just a matter of when. And when that happens, you're going to see your net income slam downward, because what happens is that when you go to replace him, and he was working, let's say, 7 days a week and doing an obscene amount of stops, well, you can't just replace him with one person because no one else wants to work 7 days a week, and no one else wants to work till 9 p.m. every day of the week or whatever. So you have to get two people. Well, when you have two people, who's going to drive the second truck? Oh my gosh, we got to get a second truck. Oh my God. So now you're spending another $50,000 for a used truck, and you're hiring another person on top of the original replacement. So now instead of just scrambling around for one person to replace the guy that's quit or gotten fired or whatever, now you're scrambling around for two. And so it makes your sustainability in that business model drop. And that's, of course, one of the three primary pillars that I use to evaluate these types of deals. So the next time that you see a situation where a driver or a manager seems to be highly exceptional, you need to think, does this give me some amount of solidification of how this business is going to go no matter what? What are the contingencies of things? And the less contingencies you have, because, hey, hard to replace, irreplaceable. So when that happens, you're going to be in a tight spot. So I would prefer a business that doesn't need exceptional people, that doesn't need a rock star driver or someone that's willing to work 7 days a week. I want knuckle dragging, lazy drivers, and hey, this thing still cranks out cash. That's the one I prefer. So if you have the choice between two, it sounds like having a better, more, workhorse of a staff would be a better thing. Maybe it's not. Anyway, I just want you to have some perspective on this and think about this anytime you're buying really any business, on whether your drivers, your employees, your manager, or whatever are completely irreplaceable. You want them to know that you could replace them. You know the skills, the techniques to be able to replace them, train the next person, and move on. Now, again, you would appreciate them. You're going to pay them well. You're going to treat them real nice, but they're replaceable at the end of the day. So anyway, hopefully this helps. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.